I would assume that a lot of us either do little or no advertising in this room, which is why we put this seminar on. Here are the excuses that we usually hear. Because you're not sure, it's always easy to tell the rep, not ready. It's easy, and the rep walks away and says, thank you, and just goes away. Or one of your friends scares the heck out of you. And you're like, what, the web? Isn't that where I throw a lot of money down the drain and lose all my investment? The internet, I barely use a computer. My father, who's the boss of the business, he makes me print out his emails. How can we even buy the web? There's blood, there's damage, ambulances have to show up. It's really difficult. It's a bloody, I just go on the keyboard. That is there you go. That's people who just don't want to buy the web. Or then somebody comes to you and says, why don't you buy the web? And they show you all this formula and all this data, and they scare you. You don't even know what that means. Don't you wish somebody could come up to Shemp from the Three Stooges and just show you how to buy the web? How does it work? How do I pay for it? How do I track the performance? If Shemp from the Three Stooges can understand, don't we kind of want to hear it that way? How about this one? You don't have a site, so you don't advertise on the web. I'm going to show you that doesn't make any sense. You can use the web and not have your own site, or maybe you don't like the way your site looks. Doesn't matter. A lot of companies will build you small little sites or build a banner where it clicks and you can see your menu or see a coupon or see a photograph of your new menu or your new store, your new product. And our favorite one is I already use Google. I might be the only guy anywhere who says Google is really great for some things and Google really stinks at other things. Google's really great when you know what you want. Google's really bad when you don't know what you want. You know, we've all used these to reach people here in Baltimore, right? And it does a pretty good job. But then the internet comes along and totally screws things up, right? All of a sudden we can't just rely on traditional media only because it's called fragmentation. That means to reach that audience, to reach those adults in Baltimore, of course you had TV, radio, and outdoor, and newspaper, and all that, right? And then MySpace comes along and starts to make it tough to reach 20-somethings. Sirius satellite radio. What if you spent a lot of money on the Howard Stern show and Sirius steals away the Howard Stern show? Now where do you place your money? You were having great success with that program for, 20 years? And now it's gone. Technology come up and bit radio in the butt a bit. Then, of course, YouTube. More and more people are watching TV on YouTube or online. I watch the presidential debates, not on television, but the next day online. I watch the Tina Fey, Sarah Palin bits on Saturday Night Live, not Saturday night at 11:30, but I just went the next day and watched it at my desk at home. Meaning I'm watching TV, but I'm watching it online. Kind of tough if you're a TV salesperson. The iPhone and the iTunes player and the iPod. Tough to reach a young person when they're always listening to music and they used to listen to radio, lots of different TV channels, and people are reading the newspaper. Contrary to some people's thoughts, newspaper is bigger than ever. It's just that people are reading the newspaper online. People think newspaper is up against some tough times. But really, newspaper readership is higher than ever before. And that's across the entire country. Your job as advertisers, wherever your customers go, you have to follow them. And they're going online. And you're spending little or no money to reach them online. This gentleman, not only is he really good looking, he recently had his eyebrows waxed, good mustache. He's probably telling you, the internet, do you know who goes there? It's just a fad. I wouldn't use the internet. What are you, crazy? The only people that are going to see your commercials and your banner ads on the internet, they live down the basement of their mother's house. Like this guy. You think he'll come into your store? Of course not. He's still smoking Camel filterless. This is a good slide. So you think the web is still a fad, you can wait a few more years before you get started? 50 million users is when people say something reaches critical mass. When you got 50 million users, you're big time. You got a business. The phone company took 74 years to get 50 million people to use the phone. That seems like an eternity. In radio, it took 38 years to have 50 million radios in play. Became a big business. Television took 13 years. That's called the adoption rate. How quickly can we get to 50 million people? Internet, less than 5 years. That slide right there tells you this is not a fad. You can't wait. Literally, if you wait 6 more months or a year, other people will get into your space online. You'll have to spend more money to catch up. That slide tells you that this is not a joke. You have to start to spend a small amount of your budget online. Even if you make a few mistakes, you have to start to experiment. Barnes & Noble? Who's going to buy books online? About 10 years ago, they were thinking that way. And then, of course, Amazon shows up and makes it really easy to buy books online. We still go to Barnes & Noble, but half of us already know what we want. And we just buy it and have it mailed to us, right? Oh, that's right. They don't exist anymore. Didn't we all buy records here at one time?